So you want to start a clothing brand but don't know where to start? Luckily clicked on this video because I'm going to be going over the two routes that a lot of people go with when starting a clothing brand. And these two routes are going to be print on demand as well as quality control. I get a lot of comments talking about print on demand as well as quality control, and I feel like in this video I'm going to answer a lot of those questions that a lot of people may have. Hopefully I get them all. If I miss anything, please be sure to drop a comment down below. But before we get this video started, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Adrian. I specialize in tax fraud, and I also own a 5-figure clothing business. If you want to check it out, it's North Astor Club on all the social medias. The links are down below, as well as my own personal social medias, so feel free to check that out. And this video is going to have a lot of good information, especially towards the end, so feel free to take notes or come back to this video to recall some of those ideas that I expressed in this video. So without further ado, let's get this video started. Like I said, I'm going to be comparing and contrasting print on demand versus quality control. Both of these routes are really good, and I would recommend them to a lot of different people. But the thing is, not everyone's the same, not everyone's goal is the same. So I'm gonna break it down and see which one is gonna be the best for you. So to start with print on demand, it's very simple to set up and it's very simple to do. You don't have to get in contact with no suppliers, nothing. You have your website hoster, whether that be Shopify, Wix, e-commerce, whatever that may be. I actually made a video breaking down which website hoster I use. If you want to click on that tab right there, it's going to take you to that video. But for time's sake, I'm just going to tell you I use Shopify. So basically what I can do is go on my Shopify hoster, get this app named Printful, which is a really good print on demand service. So I would go on there, upload my designs on their t-shirts, and not only that, they have like joggers, hoodies, backpacks and mugs, and a variety of different things. So I'd put my logo on there. I would get the logo back, and one thing that Printful actually does is put my logo on a mock-up model, so you actually get pictures of what your design is going to look like on a model, which is actually really convenient, and you can use those photos on your own website, which makes it look really professional. So what I would do is get those photos that Printful actually got me, make an Instagram account, promote it, and get the sales, and print as I get an order. That's why it's called print on demand, because it's going to print as you get an order, or print as your demand goes up. And that's honestly a really easy and really popular route to go, especially when you're starting your clothing brand. Now, is that the way that I started my clothing brand? No, I actually started with quality control. Is basically like you are in control of the garments. Right next to me, which you don't see, is cardboard boxes full of my gear. So you actually ship out your own orders, unlike print on demand, which is what I forgot to mention. And you also are in control of all the products as well as the quality. And depending on what route you go, whether that be working with a manufacturer or just buying some wholesale blanks, you can really customize the products as well as packaging and things like that if you work with a manufacturer. So me currently, I'm working with a manufacturer. I do have product control. Now sometimes I do wish that I did print on demand, but let me tell you the pros and cons of using print on demand. So a big pro of print on demand is that it's really easy to set up. Basically anyone can do it, and it really costs little to no money. All you have to pay for is the Shopify setup, and you're pretty much good to go. So that's a really big pro. Another pro is that the third-party service that makes all of your orders sometimes also ships it, so you don't even have to ship it. It's pretty much an automated clothing brand, which you can make a lot of money from, and I know a lot of people that actually do it, and there's actually a lot of big brands that use these automated services for their clothing brands, and it saves them a lot of time, which is also another pro. Like you literally save so much time when it comes to shipping out the orders, because like me, I do a lot of product control. So yeah, that's a big pro. You save a lot of time. And some cons are your profit margins. These third-party print-on-demand sites can be a little bit pricey, especially if you want some really good garments. Some Bella Canva blanks, they bump up the price quite a bit, and it really does eat into your margins. So that's a big downside on print on demand. I'm pretty sure some of the prices of the shirts are like $8 to like $10, which is really expensive, especially if you're a new brand and you want to charge maybe $15 to $20, which you can definitely do, but those margins are not ideal, especially in the clothing brand. Also, some cons are if you don't know how to use Illustrator or Photoshop, then you're probably gonna have to use Fiverr to go and hire out a designer, which can be good, but it can also be bad because some designers, you know, probably don't get you what you want, and you're gonna keep, you know, changing up the logo like until it's perfect, and that can cost you a lot of time and money. Fortunately for me, I'm pretty good at both of those, so you know, I actually make my designs myself. Also, another con is, you know, say you want to make a shirt that's fitted this way, or that uses this material, or that, you know, like has like different type of what do you call it, details. Print on demand companies don't have like that big of a variety. Say like, you know, you want some details here or here, like I'm pretty sure you can only print on the front or the back as well as the sleeves. So like, you know, you're a bit limited as to where you can print, as well as the, you know, the cut of the shirt or the design of the shirt, because they don't have too many, you know, crazy designs. But then again, you're starting your clothing brand from scratch, don't need that big designs. Simple t-shirt is gonna suffice, especially when you're starting a clothing brand, so that's not too big of a con. But let's go over the pros and cons for quality control. Now, depending on if you did wholesale or you're working with a manufacturer, these two are, you know, gonna have their own pros and cons to themselves. But let's just say, you know, you're starting a clothing business. Let's just say you're buying wholesale blank. Big pro is you're gonna be able to fill those garments, and you know, you're also gonna be able to fulfill your orders and make sure they get fulfilled. One thing is your profit margins are gonna be a lot more than if you went the, you know, print on demand way. So a big pro for quality control is obviously you're going to be in control of your quality. Say you're working with a manufacturer, you can get whatever quality you want, whatever design, whatever cut. It's going to be in your best interest. That's going to be your biggest pro. Another pro is your profit margins are going to be a lot higher because, you know, you don't have to pay those third-party fees that print on demand has. Another pro is, you know, you're going to be fulfilling your orders, and you're going to make sure that they get fulfilled. Especially when you're starting, you're not gonna have a lot of orders, so you can pretty much send them out the first day, and that's gonna lead to quicker shipping times, and that's a really big pro, and it really makes your customers satisfied. Another pro is if you need to give someone a shirt or something that you want them to model in, you basically have all the shirts there. You can just get one and give it to them, as opposed to, you know, ordering it on print on demand, and which can take several days and can really, you know, hurt your workflow. So that's one con that I forgot to mention from Printfill. So yeah, if you need a shirt, you need a giveaway or something, you've got it right there. You don't need to wait a couple of days for it to come in for ship. Now, some cons, there are some pretty big cons. One is gonna be the overhead cost. You're gonna have to pay for the shipping supplies, you know, the garments themselves. If you're getting someone to actually print on your clothing for you, you're gonna have to pay for that. Or if you're doing it yourself, you're gonna have to pay for the paints and, you know, all the stuff that you're going to use to print your shirt, and that can be really expensive, but it doesn't have to be if you do it the smart way. One thing that I did was actually, you know, buy wholesale shirts, send them off to my printer. He gave them back to me, and you know, it worked out, gave me a really good price, and it didn't really eat up too much of my margin. But if you want to print them yourself, feel free, because your profit margins are going to be even greater if you do that. Another con is, you know, shipping out your products. That's going to take a lot of your time, especially if you're doing it yourself, especially if you're getting a lot of orders every day, and if you have like multiple things going on. That's really gonna get into your day, but it's not that big of a con. You know, it's all about the process. I take out orders every day, and you know, I enjoy it because I love what I do, and it's really not that big of a con. But if you're someone that is really busy all the time and doesn't have time to take out orders, you know, that can be a con for you. Another con is having inventory. Like I said, my room is running out of space. I literally am gonna need to freaking buy like a rental unit or something, because like there's literally no more room in my room. But you know, if you don't have any space, that's gonna be a big con, because you're gonna have clothes everywhere. I try to keep mine nice and organized, like it's right here at the corner, so you know, it's not in the way at all. It's just if I keep buying more, I'm not gonna have any room, especially because I have a small room. But yeah, those are gonna be the pros and cons to both of those. Now, which one is gonna be the best for you? Now, I think print on demand is gonna be more geared towards someone who doesn't really want to, you know, take that big risk and, you know, probably spend like $500 on, you know, some blank tees to not even sell. And I think that's a great way to start, especially like I said, if you don't have a lot of money to invest. I think it's also great for someone who has a big following and who wants to test out, you know, their product. Like I said, don't have any inventory, you don't have any money into it. You can focus on, you know, promoting your products to your audience if you already do have an audience. Now, if you don't have a lot of audience but you're good at marketing and advertising, I think that's also going to be great for print on demand, because like you just got to focus all your money onto print on demand instead of, you know, the actual products itself. And like I said, it's a really good way to test out if the clothing brand life is going to be for you, because at the end of the day, this takes up a lot of time, and this is for people who actually want it. And, you know, testing this out is a really good way. It's a really cheap way, and you can really see if you really want to do this or not. And who is the quality control going to be for? I think it's going to be for someone with, you know, probably a little bit more money. You know, to be honest, I didn't even start with that much money. I started with like $106 for like 15 t-shirts, and I just went from there. And now, you know, ordering hundreds and hundreds of like gear, which is sick to see where I came from. But I think it's gonna be people who really believe in the product, as well as really like being in control of their quality. Because to be honest, I really like being in control of my quality. I like, you know, delivering orders, and I really like being able to like feel how good the quality is, because especially when it comes to print on demand, you can't really change the type of, you know, material it is, whereas opposed to quality control, you can, you know, make it 50% cotton, 50% polyester for a hoodie or whatever you'd like. So that's one thing that I really enjoy. I think this is going to be better for the person that's actually really serious about doing this, because once you see, you know, you have that inventory, you're more motivated to get up and really grind out and really get these sales, because you're like, hey, that's money that's just sitting right there, let's go make it. As opposed to doing the print on demand, like there's no really risk right there, so there's no really big motivator right there, you know, pushing you to get those sales and really put that work in. But overall, both of these are really good ways to start out with a clothing brand. And like I said, they're not expensive at all. I spent $106 for my first 15 t-shirts. Then I think I turned that into $300. But sometimes I do wish I started with the, you know, print on demand, so that way I can kind of test the waters and see how good my designs are, because you're definitely more flexible using print on demand than quality control. Because once you print out those, you know, 100 t-shirts, there's really no like going back, especially if you run out of money, which is what I do a lot, because I'm always reinvesting. And like say I order, you know, one shirt of a color that I thought looked good but didn't really look good, I gotta sell those, I gotta get those out, because, you know, that's my money sitting right there. As opposed to print on demand, you know, you can really come out with like 4 or 6 colors, and whatever, you know, the color they order from you, that print on demand company is just gonna print it out for you and send it out. But that's gonna be the end of the video. If there's something that I did not go over, please be sure to leave a comment down below. I respond to everybody and I try to give them the best answer I could. Hopefully I did go through everything in this video, and hopefully you do get a little bit better idea as to which route you want to take. And for my recommendation, honestly, personally for me, you know, I like quality control. That's just me. I don't know, I feel like, you know, using print on demand, I'm not gonna be motivated, and, you know, I'm not gonna see the shirts, you know, slowly selling and just slowly running out of inventory, and I'm not really gonna see the progress. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying for me personally, I'll do quality control. And I've made tons of videos talking about where I got my blanks from, you know, where I found my manufacturers. So feel free to search through my whole YouTube channel and watch those videos to get a lot of information. But anyways, like I said, it's gonna be the end of the video. If you didn't make it this far, that probably means you enjoyed. So feel free to hit that subscribe button, as well as drop a like. Would highly appreciate it. And, you know, it really does help out the channel, and it really motivates me to keep putting out great content like this. But that's gonna be all for this video. It's been Adrian, and I'm out, guys. Peace.